Rick Ross and his crew are humbled in Vancouver. This is Fresh Hip Hop Opinion with your guy Alize. Don't forget to subscribe. So, Rick Ross, we all know, was dissing Drake heavily during the whole Drake versus Kendrick Lamar beef, going on about Drake's nose, saying who knows. Even made a whole diss song directed at the Canada MC. Well, like I said, Rick Ross was performing in Vancouver, Canada, and he decided the bright idea to play Not Like Us by Kendrick Lamar in Drake's own city, his own country. Man's taking their mick, if you ask me. Well, as expected, the crowd didn't like it, and there's some footage out there showing that Rick Ross was having a little heated conversation with a few people, and then Rick Ross was struck in the face by one of the guys. Either struck him with a punch and threw a drink, or just struck him and then somehow a drink started flying everywhere. Anyway, the melee started. Ross's crew jumped in, one big guy, a couple smaller guys, and it just went a bit crazy. But to be fair to Rick Ross, he didn't run. His first instinct was to get busy. He pulled up his jeans and got to action. But then I think he realized they were very heavily outnumbered and took a few steps back. Kind of moonwalked like MJ in the 80s. But one of his, I assume it's his bodyguard, really got beat, getting kicked and punched, and when he eventually got back on his feet, was kind of dazed. But overall, the crew got messed up. There was one guy that got knocked out like it was bedtime. Nobody could wake him up. They had to carry him like a baby. According to reports, nobody got seriously injured, and that's the main thing. It only takes one little accident, someone get poked in the eye and can't see for the rest of your life. Yeah, but that Vancouver crew definitely put their beats on Ross and his crew. It was almost like Mike Tyson in the early 90s. Over real quick. And obviously I can't play the whole footage here on YouTube because it violates proper rules out here. So I just gotta play those little snippets. But the footage is damning. And people have been reacting to this. Bobby Shmurda has reacted to it. He was like laughing and clowning Ross. Rick Ross's baby mother, Tia Kemp, of course went online and reacted big time to this footage. And probably the most predictable was 50 Cent. He came out and said his thing, reacted to the footage. Check it out.
Hey guys, I just saw a very unfortunate situation that took place in Canada, and I wanted to say to everyone, that I hope that brother made it home safely. I hope that he now has a different perspective and a better sense of what to do and what not to do while you're out in the world, that part where the young guy went like, he did this little move and got knocked out like right there. That does not reflect him. That reflects his camp, and he might need to go get the Dream Chasers or the 305.
Yeah, fam. I ain't gonna lie, 50 looking kind of old from this angle. Maybe that's just me thinking that. But of course 50 was gonna clown Ricky Ross. Although he doesn't normally take shots at Ross, I've noticed. When Ross ever said something about 50, 50 kind of comes back in a minimal way. He doesn't go hard at it like he does other celebrities. 50 did it today, and he put out a post as well, mocking Rick Ross as well. But I'm sure Rick Ross will just come back with something comedic, because I ain't gonna lie, Ross is quite funny. I thought 50 was probably the funniest rapper, him and Cameron. But Ross is kind of taking that title. He's got that title right now. But I'm sure Drake is loving this. His enemies getting manhandled. And look, this wasn't like a 60-40 type of thing. This was a knockout like crazy. I didn't see anyone win a fight or duel from the Rick Ross camp. Everyone got pummeled. Everyone got their head smashed in. It was crazy. Not that we want to promote the violence, people. We don't. And like I said before, happy that nobody got actually seriously hurt.
I want to thank you. I want to take the time out to thank you for making me feel so at home. Keep Rick Ross, right? So I want to thank you again for making me feel so at home.
50 Cent links up with Drake in Toronto. Is it to take over hip-hop? So, like I said, 50 Cent was pictured and videoed linking up with the Six God himself, Drizzy Drake, fresh off losing to Kendrick Lamar in the beef of the generation. Now, obviously, we know Drake has some tension with Ricky Rose, and who else has issues with Ross? It is the man himself, 50 Cent. Are we looking too deep into this? The fact that 50 and Drake have linked up and looked like they were having a good time laughing and joking at some sort of gathering. Could we seen 50 Cent recently go on stage and make fun of Rick Ross getting into that altercation that he got into in Canada? And 50 Cent did it again. Went on stage and clowned Rick Ross. Check it out.
I want to thank you. I want to take the time out to thank you for making me feel so at home.
Thank you.
Yeah. Because some of y'all kick Rick ass up. Kick Rick Ross, right? So I want to thank you again for making me feel so at home.
Yeah, fam. 50 kind of fumbled his words a little bit when he was talking. He was bigging up the crowd, making him feel comfortable in Canada because they put hands and feet on Rick Ross and his crew. You know, 50 don't play when it comes to rubbing it in on someone he doesn't like. Took an L. 50 said it feels like home. Wow. 50 really doesn't like Rose. Rick Ross was in Canada, tried to be slick playing the Drake diss in Canada, and him and his crew were taught a major league lesson. I know he put out that post a few days afterwards trying to save face. There's no face to save, bro. You got hit in the face, your man got knocked out, the other one got beat to a pole. Some sort of security guy, looked like he was 7 feet tall, but he was kissing the dirt. But what do we think this means that 50 Cent and Drake have linked up? Obviously, it looks like a strategic move from Drake. I don't believe 50's gonna get on the mic and start dissing Rick Ross. This ain't 2003. But I can definitely see them cooking something, whether Drake might make some sort of appearance in some movie or some TV show that 50's doing. You know, 50's got the whole studio, G-Unit studio, and it looks pretty impressive. But one thing for sure, we know this is not going to end right here. Rick Ross returns fire at 50 Cent after his ex-girlfriend is spotted with Travis Scott. So, it's round 55 of Rick Ross versus 50 Cent. A beef that started way back in like 2009, supposedly at the BET Awards. Well, in recent times, 50 has clowned Rick Ross with his album sales with Meek Mill, and then just recently when Rick Ross went to Canada and got slapped in the face or punched in the face, drink thrown on him, his whole crew stomped out. 50 not once but twice has clowned him on stage for the altercation he got into, even linking up with Drizzy Drake. But Ricky Rose surprisingly has been staying quiet this whole time, has finally responded as footage of 50's ex-girlfriend, who I didn't even know they split up, but Cuban Link was seen getting into a vehicle with Travis Scott. And to be fair, there was a whole bunch of other people that entered the car, but you know the internet is going to internet, and people still started saying that she's jumped to Travis Scott after 50 Cent, which isn't really fair on her. But like I said, Rick Ross has wasted no time in clowning 50. Check out the clip.
Hey, no. We wearing Travis Scotts all week. I'm going to club living them Travis Scotts. I see what's still going on with you and 50 Cent. You mean you won't do no business with 50 Cent? I would. 50 Cent, I see you raising money for your film ideas. You asked a close friend of mine. I saw the renderings, the drawings of what you believe your studio could be like in Shreveport. I'm gonna give you a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to come sit down at the table and present your ideas. I won't make you any promises. Men in business don't discuss the past. It's new money, I'll consider it. You know where I'm at financially.
Yeah, fam. Rick Ross, he put a post up on his Instagram story with the whole play on words with the whole Many Men, because obviously 50 did a whole song called Many Men, his classic, talking about he's not wearing any other sneakers but the Travis Scott sneakers. You know, Rick Ross is funny though. I don't even know who's funnier, 50 or Rick Ross. It's a close one. Now, if Cuban Link was getting in the vehicle and it was just her and Travis Scott, I could be thinking, yeah, it's not a good look for 50, but 50 and her are no longer together, so it doesn't really make a difference to him. And Rick Ross can't really talk because he split with his girl, and his girl actually went to his ops in Drake. Like, that's even worse. Rick Ross breaks up with his girlfriend and she goes running to Drake, knowing that him and Drake don't get along. At least Travis Scott, 50 Cent is cool with him. But we all know what this is. This is just tit for tat, two rap legends playing games. And on my scorecard, 50 is still ahead. But that's just my opinion. I want to know yours. Leave a comment below, like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. It's Fresh Hip Hop Opinion. Peace and love.